Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into some AI trends that are blowing up online right now.
They really are.
We're talking like agentic AI, AI agents, and generative AI. It's more than just like, buzzwords.
Yeah,
These things are actually impacting how we live and work.
absolutely.
So get ready for some really cool insights because this stuff is pushing the limits of what we thought was possible.
It's true. What's really interesting to me is that we're moving beyond AI that's, just following instructions.
Right.
This is AI that understands goals and can achieve them in ways we hadn't even considered.
Yeah, it's almost like having this like personal assistant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just like manages your schedule, but anticipates your needs and can make decisions based on what it knows about you.
Yeah, like it knows you better than you know yourself in some ways.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with like agentic AI. What is that? Like, can you break that down?
Yeah, so agentic AI, I think of it as this AI that can make decisions and take actions to achieve a specific goal.
Oh.
So it's not just reacting, it's actually like proactively pursuing something.
So like a real world example, like how would someone actually use this?
Sure, so imagine you're a doctor, right?
Okay.
Agentic AI could analyze patient data research, the latest medical studies, and even recommend personalized treatment plans.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It is.
And it's doing all that itself.
Exactly. It's not just giving you information.
Yeah.
It's saying, based on all this, here's what I think we should do.
Wow. So what makes this like really different from just like regular AI? Like what's the big leap here?
It's that proactiveness. It's goal-oriented. It's not reactive. It's, I'm going to figure out how to get this done.
So it's not just like, here's some data.
Yeah.
It's, here's what we should do with this data.
Exactly. And here's how we can achieve your goals, whatever those goals may be.
Okay, so we got healthcare. What about like other industries?
Oh, tons of them. Finance, for example. An agentic AI could monitor market trends, assess risks,
Wow.
execute trades to optimize a portfolio, all while aligning with your financial goals.
So like it's almost like your own personal
Financial advisor?
financial advisor.
Exactly.
That's wild. So it feels like we're like on the edge of something huge here, right?
We are. It's like AI is taking on these more complex and nuanced tasks.
But with that, do you think there are downsides to this level of like AI autonomy?
Of course, there are always challenges with new tech. One thing we have to think about is ethics,
Oh, right.
making sure these AI systems are operating within ethical boundaries,
Okay.
making decisions that are fair, unbiased, and aligned with human values.
Right. So it's not just doing whatever it wants.
Exactly. We have to make sure it's doing the right things.
Okay. So agentic AI, that's all about like smart decision making and taking action.
Yes.
So how is that different from AI agents? Are they the same thing?
That's a really good question and a common one. There is some overlap for sure, but AI agents go beyond just decision making.
Okay.
Think of them like digital employees with specialized skills.
Okay.
So, for example, you could have an AI agent that's designed for customer service that can handle complex inquiries, personalize interactions, even resolve issues without any human intervention.
So it's like having a whole team of AI specialists working for you 24/7.
Exactly. And they're constantly learning and improving.
Wow. Okay, so give me another example. Like, how else are these AI agents being used in the real world?
Okay, so let's say you're a game developer. You could use an AI agent to test your game,
Uh-huh.
identify bugs, even suggest improvements to the gameplay.
Wow.
There's actually a company called Truth Terminal.
Okay.
They're using AI agents for things like writing coding, even creating marketing materials.
Anyway.
Their AI agent is called GOAT, and it's specifically designed to be innovative.
So they're not just like automating tasks, they're actually contributing to the creative process.
Exactly.
That's wild. So how do these AI agents even learn and adapt?
It's really fascinating. A lot of them use a combination of machine learning techniques,
Okay.
including reinforcement learning.
So is that kind of like how humans learn?
It's similar in a way. Think of it as trial and error. The agent interacts with its environment, gets feedback, and learns from its mistakes.
So the more we use them, the smarter they get.
Exactly. The more data they have, the better they become.
That's both exciting and a little scary, you know?
I know, right?
It makes you think about like the future of jobs and human expertise.
Yeah.
You know, if AI can just keep learning like that.
Absolutely. That's a really important point. We have to consider the societal impact of all this.
Yeah.
As AI agents become more capable, we need to figure out how we adapt our education systems
Right.
and workforces to thrive in a world where AI is playing a significant role.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a whole new world we're stepping into.
It is.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
It is, and it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something we need to be thinking about. As AI changes, the job market will have to change too.
Right.
We've seen it before throughout history when new technologies come along.
Right, like the Industrial Revolution.
Exactly. The key is to focus on the skills that work with AI, not against it.
Okay, so like what kind of skills are we talking about?
Things like creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, that kind of stuff.
So it's not just about like coding and programming.
It's about those uniquely human skills that AI can't really replicate yet.
Okay, so it sounds like we're moving towards this future where humans and AI are working together.
Yeah, like a partnership, each bringing their strengths to the table.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, we got to talk about another big AI trend that's been making headlines, generative AI.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
I know it can create text like articles and stories and stuff, but what else can it do?
Oh, it goes way beyond text now. Generative AI is getting into music video, even 3D modeling.
Whoa, hold on. So it can like compose music
Yeah, original scores.
and create videos.
And even build 3D environments for video games or virtual reality.
That's insane. It's like AI is becoming an artist.
In a way, it is. It's learning to create things that are aesthetically pleasing and emotionally resonant.
So how is this impacting like actual artists and designers? Are they worried about being replaced?
I think it's a valid concern, but I see generative AI more as a tool for collaboration.
Okay, so not replacing humans, but working with them.
Exactly. Imagine a musician using AI to generate different melodies, or a filmmaker using AI to visualize a scene in different ways.
So it's like sparking new ideas, helping them get unstuck creatively.
Exactly. It can accelerate the creative process and help overcome those creative blocks.
So instead of replacing human creativity, it's like boosting it.
Exactly. It's about expanding what's possible.
I like that a lot more than the whole robot takeover scenario.
Mm.
Okay, so can you give me a real-world example of this, like generative AI being used in this collaborative way?
Sure. There's a company that's using generative AI to personalize advertising campaigns.
Oh, interesting.
They take data about a target audience, and the AI generates unique ad copy visuals, even video clips tailored to each person.
So it's like super personalized ads.
Exactly. It's taking personalization to a whole new level.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like generative AI is changing not just how we create content, but how we experience it too. But with all this power, do you think there are ethical concerns we need to be thinking about?
Absolutely. For example, how do we make sure AI-generated content isn't used to spread misinformation
Right.
or create deepfakes that could damage someone's reputation?
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
It is. We need to develop guidelines and safeguards to make sure it's used responsibly.
Okay, so it's like every time we talk about some cool new AI advancement, there's always this flip side.
Yeah, there's always a potential downside we have to consider.
It's like walking this tightrope between the benefits and the risks.
That's a great analogy. It's the reality of any powerful technology.
Right.
The key is to approach it with both enthusiasm and caution. We need to ask the tough questions, anticipate potential problems, and come up with solutions.
You've mentioned ethical concerns a few times now. Are there any other potential downsides we should be aware of?
One big one is bias in AI systems. If the data used to train an AI model is biased, the AI will be biased too.
Okay, so can you give me an example of that?
Sure, let's say you have an AI that's used for hiring decisions.
Okay.
If it was trained on data that reflects historical gender imbalances in certain professions, it might unfairly favor male candidates.
Oh, wow. So it's like perpetuating existing biases.
Exactly. It's a serious problem.
So how do we prevent that from happening?
We have to be really careful about the data we use to train AI models.
Okay.
We need to clean it up, remove any inherent biases, and make sure it's as representative as possible.
So it's not just about the data itself, but about how we choose and prepare that data.
Exactly. And we also need to develop algorithms that can detect and mitigate bias during the training process.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah.
Data, algorithms, everything has to be carefully considered.
It does. It's a lot of responsibility for AI developers.
Okay, so we've covered agentic AI, AI agents, generative AI, all these cool new things.
We have.
But haven't we kind of left out one crucial aspect of AI, its impact on jobs in the workforce?
You're right. That's a huge topic and one that often sparks a lot of debate and anxiety.
Yeah, for sure. Some people are worried AI will take all the jobs. Others think it will create new ones.
It's definitely a complex issue. It's not a simple either situation.
So where do you stand on this whole debate? Is AI a job killer or a job creator?
It's both. And Neither AI will definitely automate some tasks and roles that are currently done by humans, but it will also create new jobs in fields related to AI development, implementation, and maintenance.
So it's not just about losing jobs, but about transitioning to different types of jobs.
Exactly. The job market is always evolving, and this is just the next phase of that evolution.
So what advice would you give to someone who's worried about AI taking their job?
I would say embrace lifelong learning.
Okay.
Focus on developing skills that complement AI. I think about areas where human creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence are essential.
So skills that AI can't really replicate.
Exactly. Those are the skills that will be in high demand.
Okay, so instead of fearing AI,
Mm.
we should see it as an opportunity to evolve and adapt.
Exactly. It's a chance to focus on what makes us uniquely human.
I like that it's a much more positive way to look at it.
Yeah.
But it's not always easy to stay positive when you hear about all these AI systems that can outperform humans in certain tasks.
I understand that it can be daunting, but it's important to remember that AI is a tool.
Right.
It's a tool that can be used for good or for bad, depending on the intentions of the people who create and use it. Yeah, it can be tough to wrap your head around sometimes.
It really can be. And it makes you think about, like, where do we go from here, with all these advancements happening so
Look,
rapidly?
it's moving fast.
It is. And it's a little unnerving, but it's also exciting at the same time.
Definitely both, I think.
Yeah. So speaking of, like, concerns, I wanted to bring up something that's been on my mind.
Okay, what's up?
This whole idea of control, like, as AI gets more sophisticated,
Yeah.
more autonomous,
Mm-hmm.
how do we humans maintain control over these technologies? Like, how do we make sure it's still aligned with our values and goals and it doesn't, go off the rails?
That's a huge question, a really important one, and it's something a lot of people are thinking about right now. I think it comes down to finding the right balance, you know?
Right.
We want to leverage the power of AI, but we also need to keep humans in the loop, so to speak. One way to do that is through transparency.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
We need to understand how AI systems are making decisions.
Okay.
What data are they using? What algorithms are they running? The more transparent these systems are, the better we can understand them, and the better equipped we'll be to spot any potential biases or problems.
That makes sense. But even if we understand how they work, how do we actually control them? Like, what if an AI starts making decisions that we just don't agree with?
That's where explainability comes. AI systems need to be able to explain their reasoning.
Oh, okay.
Like, why did they make a certain decision? What factors did they consider? That kind of thing.
So it's not just about making a decision, it's about justifying it
Exactly. Being able to explain the logic behind it.
so we can understand it.
Exactly. And that's essential for building trust.
Right. We need to know that AI systems are accountable to humans.
Explainability. It's a good word. But I imagine it's not always easy to get an AI to explain itself in a way that we humans can grasp.
It's definitely a challenge, especially with those really complex AI models.
Right?
But researchers are working on it. They're developing techniques to make AI more interpretable.
Okay, so like what kind of techniques?
Well, there are methods that can visualize how an AI model is processing information so you can see which features are most influential in its decision-making.
Oh, wow. So it's like peeking inside the AI's brain.
Kind of. It's about making the black box a little less black.
Right. So it's not just about the AI explaining its decisions, but about making those explanations understandable to humans.
Exactly. Communication is key.
Seems like a lot of work ahead.
There is, but it's important work. We're talking about the future of AI here.
And the future of humanity.
Exactly. The goal is to create AI systems that enhance human intelligence, not replace it.
I like that AI is a partner, not a replacement.
Exactly. We want AI to empower us, not control us. Well said. All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, I'm feeling a mix of excitement and a little bit of anxiety.
Look at it.
Excitement for all the amazing things AI can do,
Yeah.
but also some concern about the challenges we need to overcome.
It's a powerful technology with a lot of potential, but it also comes with risks.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a double-edged sword.
Exactly. And it's up to us to make sure we're using it for good.
So what can we do? Like, what's our role in all of this?
We all have a responsibility here. Developers, policymakers, researchers, even everyday citizens.
So it's not just on the experts.
Not at all. We need to stay informed, engage in these conversations, and demand responsible AI development.
So we can shape the future of AI together.
Exactly. The future of AI is the future of humanity.
That's a great point. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of the amazing world of AI. And until next time, keep those brains buzzing and keep asking those tough questions because the future is ours to create.
Couldn't have said it better myself.